Hey, what is up, everybody? And welcome back to Space Chick Crypto. My name is Elizabeth Howard, and today I'm going to be going over some meme coin gems that are popping up. Yep, meme coin gems, like GEMS, not gym, like where you go work out. Pay attention. All right, everybody, I'm going to have Mike the investor come in here in just a second, but I wanted to tell y'all, if you're not following me on Twitter, go ahead and do so at Spacey Crypto One. But let me pull up Mike's YouTube channel also. I just sent him the link. I thought I sent him the link the other day. My bad, Mike. My bad. But this is Mike the Investor's page, YouTube. Go sub to his channel, his Twitter, and his YouTube. His links are in the description box below. So you want to make sure you go check it out. You can learn so much from this man. Super, super smart and knowledgeable. Can't say enough good things about Mike. And here is Mike. What is up, Mike?
Am I okay? I think I'm live. Space Chick, what's up?
Yeah,
what's up?
you're live. I just popped you on there. I did the same thing to Ladybug one day. I was like, "Oh, hello," and she's like, "Oh."
It's all good.
I do
It's
that
all
sometimes.
good.
I know. I take y'all by surprise sometimes. Oh man, how are you doing?
Man, I
You
am
doing
doing
okay? It's
well.
crazy out there today.
It is crazy. It is crazy. But it's what better place to be than in the crypto space, right? I mean, it's never a dull moment. So it's it's good to be here. Good to be back in the space cabin. So
Good. Yeah,
thanks
I'm
for
glad
having
you're
me.
here. Hell yeah. I was like, Mike, you gotta come. You gotta come. We gotta talk about these meme coins because y'all,
Yeah.
there's so many out there. And I had to redo our thumbnail and I had to add in refund. I was like, there's no way we're not talking about refund today. But we're
Yeah.
gonna talk about Mong. I want to
Uh-huh.
talk about because you and this Hmong army are so awesome. Y'all just vibe. Y'all chill. So did you get a hold of one of those Hmong NFTs?
I did. I did.
Good. Which one did you get? Did you
I
post
got
it?
I did. It's on my Twitter. So I posted it, I think yesterday, maybe.
Oh, we're
I
checking it
think
out.
yesterday I posted it. Yeah.
I got to see which one you got because last time you were in here, you were like, I'm going to get one. I think I'm
Yeah.
going to get my hands on
Yeah,
one.
I had to. I had to.
See, 4 days later, and we're still talking. We're going to talk about that. Y'all don't miss it. Stay tuned till the end of this show. Like this if you're bullish on Mong. I like that. I like that y'all are bullish. Look at that. Always trending. Mong has got some superpowers. All right, let's see here.
Yes. Right
Look,
there.
oh,
There
this
it
is the one
is.
we got
There
with
it
the
is.
Ethereum sweater. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, with the red eyes. So apparently, according to Crypto Bitlord, he said it's a pretty rare one. So I just kind of, got one I kind of liked and went from there.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, this is cool. We got to show this off. Definitely got to
Yeah.
show this off. These are so cool. I told you last time you were in here that I had seen these out in the NFT space. I saw them. I wish I would have got my hands on a few of them. Damn it.
Yeah. I mean, they're still not that expensive though. I mean, they're still, I think, I haven't looked since the last time I got one. Let's see. I think they're around what, point 0.4 ETH or close to it, 0.37 ETH. So not too crazy, you know?
Oh, okay. That's not bad
So
at
actually
all.
went down. So it's 0.29 ETH. So like the floor price is like 553 for the cheapest one. So like 550 for the cheapest one. So not terrible.
Yeah, that's about what I'm finding out the good NFTs in the space, like the Genesis, the really really good collections. That's pretty much what their running rate is like 500. That's what I'm noticing. Is that what you noticed in the NFT space?
500 or more. Yeah.
Or more, yeah, for real. We're gonna say hi to the Space Cabin crew. What is up, David? David is amazing. Look at his
David,
vault
what's up, man?
dragon. You know we're gonna be talking about Vault too. We can't leave Vault out. Come on now.
Yeah. And I do want to get your opinion on some things too regarding Volt. So
Oh
yeah, I'm,
shoot.
I'm excited to talk about everything. Nothing bad, but
I mean, we got to talk about stuff. I know we do. You cannot not talk about
yeah,
stuff. We're gonna talk
yeah.
about it, y'all. Yep, we're gonna talk about it. What's up, Westside Ian? How are you? Salute to Space Chick and Mike, the
What's that in?
investor
What's up,
from
man?
Arizona. Hell yeah, Arizona. What's the weather like out there right now? Like seriously, because sometimes here in Texas it gets cold. I was like, it's May. Why is it 66 degrees last week? What's up, Cool Breeze Crypto? How are you doing? James Rivera, how are you? Ralphie Rodriguez, hello, everyone. Sin, let's go. And Crypto Hunter, love Crypto Hunter. Hi, Space Chick. How's it going? We, the Volt Army, are going through a tough time, but we must prevail. I am still vaulted. Good, good, good. Prospector, good morning, and Jam Down from the Vault Army. You already know with those lightning bolts. So what do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about first?
What whatever's on your mind, Space Chick. I know you got refund coin up there. Actually, let's kind of talk about that real quick. So
Okay.
didn't you get in recently? I think I saw a tweet like maybe yesterday or a day before. Didn't you get in?
Yeah, I got in at 70 million market cap, which is so not good, but
I mean, if it keeps pumping, like if it
yeah.
keeps doing what it's doing, you never know. Because I mean, supposedly, it went down to around like 55 million from after hitting the all-time high. And so with it being, I looked at it earlier and it was around like 69, 70 million. So kind of right where you bought in. So I mean, it looks like that dip got eaten up pretty quickly, and now it's trying to retest those all-time highs. So I guess we'll see. Me personally, I did not buy into refund coin as of yet,
Okay,
but I've been paying very, very close attention. And
good.
and I tweeted about it today because I was like, man, a lot of people I know in the space are talking about refund coin on top of just my timeline in general. So I was like, man, 4 days later, and everybody's still talking about it. So I haven't actually got into the project as of yet, but I've been watching very closely.
I'm gonna pull up the chart because now it's down to like 54 million. I think. Here we go. Oh, this is such a good dip, and they're fixing to have a space too. And your pop and them had 3 spaces yesterday, and
And
it
this
was
is probably go ahead and keep talking.
but it was a great space, and they handled it very well. Like they were very professional. Your pop was on there talking about it. What I like about the whole thing
Yeah.
is who Blur might be. It might be Vitalik. It might be, Jared from Subway. They were
Mm,
saying, what if he did this bot thing? He made this and was, skimming and getting all this money from all these, scammers, and then he's going to bring it right on back.
yeah.
Who knows? I mean, it could go deep. The dude's leaving messages, cryptic messages. I don't know. They were talking about all these different theories last night. It was so interesting. And what do you think about that?
There is some big money in this project for sure. A lot of influencers are talking about it, right? Which some people can say can be good or bad. But when we're kind of like in this meme coin craze, when you have kind of the talk of the town, you kind of got to expect everyone to kind of put their 2 cents in. You know what I mean? Because it's an exciting time.
I mean, if
It's,
you don't, then that just means your eyes are closed. You're living under a rock.
and so yeah, so I think it's a very interesting project to watch. With us seeing it around 55 million now, could be somewhat of a good entry point. Not financial advice, but I'm just talking for myself here, right? If it's already touched 100 million, can it get back to those levels and surpass it? Right. So I mean, I guess that's kind of the question, but it's a ton of hype around the project for sure. Ton of hype, ton of hype. So it's
Okay.
just waiting to see what's going to happen, more
So
so waiting
like
to see how this is going to unfold.
you just saw it go up.
Yeah. 57 million. So
Yeah,
yeah.
gosh damn it, I saw it at 54. I saw Jake's show this morning, right? Jake Gagan, and he was saying, okay, like he was just getting information right then. Well, I'm sure he's looked it up, but he was getting more information there on his stream. And he was saying, it costs a lot of money to get listed on KuCoin. I didn't know how much money it cost to get listed on these tier one exchanges. I knew it was a lot, but I didn't know that until a few months back. And they said, it can run up to $1 million and over. So
Yeah.
whoever, this is, they do have deep pockets. And they said whoever Blur is, they've been in since the beginning of like crypto time almost. So that
Yeah.
was interesting to me as well.
One thing that I would say one of the big things that got my attention was when your pop posted that big buy. It was like $90,000 someone bought at one time of refund coin, like just crazy. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Okay, like no one's gonna just, unless it's somebody inside of the project, no one's going to spend that much money on a project this early unless they know something.
Yeah, that's a
90
lot
grand,
of
you know what I mean? Just here you go. And I think when he posted it, this was like 2 days ago. So this was only 2 days of its existence. And someone drops 90K. So I'm like, that's what made me start watching. But at the time, it was still going crazy. So I never bought in. So I've just been kind of watching from the sidelines, watching crypto Twitter, seeing what's happening.
Yeah, when I saw that buy, that's whenever I was like, okay, I bought some in the morning, and then I saw that because I saw DJ Legends post like I have an astigmatism, so I was seeing like $1 million. I was like, wait, what? And I closed my eye and saw, okay. Then no, that's still a big amount. That is still a lot of money, 92K, and they didn't dollar cost average. They
Hmm.
just jumped right in there.
So
And
they
so
know
I think
something.
they do. They know something. And they know something. So that's the first buy. What's going to be the second, third, fourth one? Like these people, there's already a lot of whales in there. You know how these
Oh yeah.
whale groups go in the background. They're talking to each other. The whales alone who have already invested, they're gonna ride this up as much as possible. So just try to enjoy the ride, but know when to get out as well. Because some people are saying 200 million, and some people are saying 500 million, and some people are saying 1 billion. That's a big spread. What do you think? I mean, it's only day 4, so it's kind of hard. You can't even do a TA on this.
No.
Oh man,
I
what's up,
mean,
Amar?
it's tough to say. It's tough to say on what it can do, right? I mean, we've always see the hype of a project. It's just now seeing what happens when the dips happen, when people start to sell, when certain people get, upset with the community, because it always happens. So how they navigate through all of that will, I guess tell a lot how high it can actually go. You know what I mean? Then also, you know what I mean? The market isn't just like pumping either. So that helps when the market is pumping, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm definitely not FOMOing in for sure.
You're like,
It's
no, I'm gonna wait a
nah.
second. Yeah, because look
You
at
can't
okay,
get
so
them
let's
all,
look
and there
at
will
buys.
always be another one. There will always be another one.
There
Always.
will. Because last week I didn't get into something. I can't even see, I can't even remember what it was. And then I was kicking myself for not because I don't know what's going on with me right now. Maybe it's because it's Gemini season. That probably is what it is. I know that I probably lost like 5 subscribers, but it's okay. Like I've been able to look at some of them and I'm like, I think that's really gonna go. Like that's gonna do pretty good. Like, but then those are the kind like win token, they're only going to go up to a certain amount, and they're only going to go up to a certain amount. Some of them are just going up to 2 million, and you want to get out.
Hmm.
It all depends. But look at these buys; they're buying them at 10 Ethereum at a time, 7. Let me see, 2, 4. But then you see these big sells as well, like yesterday, like a 40. It's
Hmm.
11. Okay, I see what you're like, nah, I'm gonna wait a second. So with a situation like this, you're saying you're gonna wait a second. We're day 4. Why do you go through like how does Mike know when you're going
Honestly,
to
I
buy?
don't know. It could completely do a full reversal and just pump past 100 million. It could, but I'm okay with if I missed the boat on refund con. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to FOMO in and say, oh, I gotta get in on this. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at with it. Plus, I'm still holding other cryptos as well, other higher risk meme coins that I feel is gonna do well when things rebound. So I'm not in the game of chasing, so to speak. I've done that, got burned, so I'm just waiting, just waiting. Think about when it hit 100 million. People said, "All right, now we're on our way to 200 million, 500 million." But what happened? We saw a pullback, right? It's
So a big
always going to happen. Just like there's always going to be another crypto that shakes up the industry. Just think about it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? There was Pepe, you had Bob, you had Mung, now you got RFD, you had the ladies coin. All of them hit over 100 million market cap. Mung did over 230 million. You see what I'm saying? So there's always going to be something else coming.
Mhm.
So instead of me, you know, FOMO and saying, "Hey, I don't want to miss RFD."
Hmm.
There's always going to be something else, right? What if something else comes up right behind RFD? But if you're so focused on RFD, you miss it. You know what I mean? So I'm okay if it pumps to a billion and I didn't get in at 55 million. Am I going to be like, dang, I could have got in? Yeah, but it's not the end of the world, you know? So
Yeah.
it
You're
is what
gonna
it is.
sit the bench and you're just gonna wait for the next round to come out
Because
because
right
you
now is a
know.
nice dip, technically speaking. This is a nice dip, technically speaking. From 100 million, it's pulled back basically 45%. You know what I mean? From its all time high. So, I mean, that's not a bad entry point, but I'm not just like, oh, yeah, I got to buy, I got to buy, I got to buy. We'll
Yeah.
see what happens. We'll see what happens after the stream.
But you've trained yourself that way though, mentally too, because like you said, you've been through that. You've been there, done that. And I think a lot of retail or a lot of investors that are, have gotten who were here all throughout 2022 see these opportunities and they're like dipping out on some crypto projects that, didn't deliver as fast as these ones that are popping up like Pepe, Refund. Like you said, it was ladies last week.
Oh,
It was, yeah.
wow. So, I'm so check this out. Look on the chart. Apparently, this happened like 6 months ago. I mean, not 6 months ago, 6 minutes ago.
Uh-huh.
Somebody
What?
spent 85 ETH on RFD. That's like 2.7, 2.8 million.
That's what I'm saying, Mike. Look
That
at
is
that.
just insane.
And
That is
then,
just
okay, they
nuts.
stole 40, or there you go, 51.
Look,
And
yeah,
then
there
they
it is, 2.8 million.
they were like, hell no. And they went back. And that's what I'm saying. These whales are
Gosh.
not playing. Oh,
God,
wait, hold on a second, Space Chick. Go on
gosh.
Uniswap. You know you're going to steal.
And check. Think about this, space chick. That's also on this dip. Remember how I just said this could be a potential good entry point?
You
It's
did.
pulled back 45% from the all-time high. That whale knows something.
They do. They
Like that
totally
is
do.
nuts. Basically 3 million. Here you go.
Damn, like who is it? You know?
Like, man, that is crazy. Then they
Let me
also just got listed on KuCoin today. 4 days in. Like, come on. Like, that is just crazy.
So that's 15 or 16 exchanges now that they're on in
Yeah.
4
So
days.
I've been paying attention, definitely paying attention to what's been happening. I
Mm.
just didn't pull the trigger, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, sometimes you gotta let some of them go. You do. Oh wait, golly, the volume, the activity
Oh,
on here
yeah.
is
It
so
is
awesome.
nuts. It is nuts.
That is a lot of
They have
money.
over 67 million in 24-hour volume. That is just crazy.
Uh-huh. See, Jake was wondering about the transactions though. He was saying that he was saying it could be possible with anything that's going on, but it just seemed like too many transactions. How did he put it? I don't want to misword what he was saying, but the transactions, the number was just kind of weird to him. What do you think about these transactions being so many in a 24-hour period? I think is what he was saying. Do you think that's possible without being
That
in
that's
manipulation?
some I think it's possible because we've seen, the impossible happen in crypto. But I definitely think there's a point to what he's saying. Because if I'm reading what you're saying correctly, um, maybe this happened with Saitama, kind of like when they had like the what do you call it? The different wallets transaction that was happening. So basically, they were just kind of creating a ton of different wallets to kind of like upscale their holder count and buy and sell a bunch of transactions to create more volume on the charts, right? And so if
Mhm.
that's what he's talking about, um, I'm not sure as I haven't looked into RFD that much to speak on that aspect, but is it possible? Sure, it's possible, right? Is the volume possible that it's doing? Sure. You know what I mean? But nobody knows yet until somebody brings some proof. You know what I mean?
That is true. Yeah. Okay, so I think that is what he was talking about. Yeah, that would make the most sense.
Hmm.
And I don't know. I don't know. I really hope it does well. You know how I gambled and I told you Baby Bob last time you were in here, right? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So I learned, right? Yeah, I learned.
Yeah.
This was also another gamble. Oh, I told you I put $75 in Bam. Bam
Yeah.
is like gasping for air. Come on, Bam. Damn it,
I
Bam.
never got into BAM, but yeah,
I should have got out the day I talked about it. That day is the day I should have gotten out because that was like I think it was at its all time high that day. I should have just gotten
yeah.
out. But it's doing something. I don't know, maybe in 8 months I can look back at my wallet all of a sudden and, experience a whole new feeling. I don't know. But I got into bin. I remember I had told you about that.
Hmm.
Ben is not doing so bad, but I'm kind of confused. Okay, what is up with Psyop and Ben? Are they like
I
together?
didn't I didn't get into either one. So, but I can give you kind of a backstory. So basically, the Ben.eth, which is his Twitter page, which is his Twitter username, he founded a coin called a Ben coin. It
Mhm.
went crazy over the internet. BitBoy Crypto got involved, and then eventually he took over the project from Ben.eth. So now BitBoy Crypto is now the owner of the project, not the founder, but the owner of the project. And then you have the Ben.eth, which is the Twitter username, who created Bitcoin and sold it to BitBoy Crypto. He created a new project called PSYOP, and basically he created basically an address for people to send money over to be a part of the PSYOP project. And then he basically airdropped people. I don't know what he airdropped them, but that's what happened. I didn't get in either one of those, but I am familiar what's happening. So I know people have made some good money on PSYOP and Ben, but I heard the PSYOP launch was kind of like a shit show, but
Yeah,
I was
I
just
saw
watching from the
people all over.
sidelines.
Yeah, I saw people all over Twitter. Like I spent, I don't know, like 13 ETH, and I have 12 PSYOP. What the hell is going on? I was like, damn, what is up with that? I'm so glad. I just saw it and I was not interested, not remotely interested. But Ben, I mean, look at that. It's coming right along.
Yep. I think the all-time high is what, 60 million or something like that? Is that the all-time high for Ben?
I think, or was it 40? Let me see. I think it
Because it's
was.
at 54 million now. I'm pretty sure it's 60 because if you look at the past wicks, if you look at that last wick, yeah, that's probably around a 60 million market cap. If you look at the top of that wick, that's not where it closed, but that was the high. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah, yeah. Oh man. I just don't. Okay, Mike, you see this happening with Ben, right?
Hmm.
But you're not seeing it. You're not seeing this with other projects. The way
Like
this chart looks, it's like I feel like it's on its next leg up. That's what I
it,
think.
it could be. It's a small cup and handle. You know what I mean? So it could be, but
It's a pretty cup.
yeah. And I would say there's a chance you're taking because say you buy right now, it could reject the all-time high and pull back, and then you could have got in at a lower price. Or will it blow past the all-time high this time when it touches it? Right? We don't know. Is it going to be enough volume, enough pressure to push through the previous all-time high? If not, it is going to, you know, reject back down to the next level of support. So a little risky buying at this level just because it's so high to the all-time high, so close to
Mm.
the all-time high. So that's
It's
something I
60.
would watch out for.
It was 60. You're right.
Okay. See,
Damn.
I didn't buy, but you see, I pay very close attention to what's happening.
You did. You did. That's good though. So you were just like, there's just some projects you just, I don't know, just like, okay. It was weird because I had no idea that morning with Ben. I was just got off the BAM train, so I was ready for the next one. I saw
Mhm.
Ben, and I saw this dog. I didn't even know he was part of that Tom and the whole phone thing. I had no idea. I knew about Tom, but I didn't know about Ben. I saw this and I was like, I don't know. Maybe I should. And I just put a little bit of money in there, like I have $40, something very, very small. And last night I checked and it doubled. So not doing too bad. But then the gas fees is like half of that. So
Yeah, yeah.
like, is there any point in really throwing some change into something like that? What do you think about, gambling like that? Do you think it's worth doing small amounts, or do you think, because some people, and I did see this today in a telegram, higher reward, higher risk, higher reward. But I've been locked up into some honeypots, so I'm not too fond of the higher risk part right now. because when I did like throw, 250, 300 or $400 in, those were the ones I got burned on. And the smaller amounts are the ones that those are the ones going up. So what is your
Right.
opinion about that?
I think there's truth to that. The higher the risk, the higher the reward. But also, just like the higher the reward, the higher the risk that you could lose your money. You know what I mean? So it's true on both sides of the spectrum. High risk to lose your money, but you also have a high risk to make more money. So the thing is to be very careful on how you utilize your higher risk, higher reward. Because, for example, you can go to Dex Tools, look at live pairs. As soon as something launches, you can go into it. That's a super high risk, high reward, right?
Mhm.
Whereas you can see something launch, wait for crypto Twitter to pick up, kind of see what's happening, and then get in. It's still high risk, high reward, but at least you kind of know there's some traction there. There's people talking about it, right? It's just not 100% scam soon as it launched, so to speak, right? So I mean, there's different ways people can utilize a high risk, high reward based off of whatever their risk tolerance is.
Yeah. I mean, because you don't want to over leverage. That's just the whole beginning point of it all, you know. So I know that for sure. One time I had played and this was back in 2021 and I cut into, I was trying to DCA, but I wasn't paying attention and I cut into like an electric bill or something. And I
Oh
was like,
shoot.
holy crap. You cannot do things like that. That is like the worst feeling ever. But I had just got started out and I was just like, it was on crypto.com and I was just like $5, $10, oh, $30,
Next thing you know, you was down the rabbit hole.
I was like, why? Stay off of Twitter. Stay off. Don't go into spaces and get all hyped up. Don't do it. That's what I didn't do that with Pepe. I did something different with Pepe. I didn't join the spaces. I did something different with myself. I didn't want to get like psych myself out. I was trying to just look at it as a chart, as an investor with the chart, and that's it. Didn't want to get involved emotionally whatsoever, and I was able to pull out my initial investment with a little bit more and with some profits, like you taught all of us a couple weeks ago here in the space cabin, and that worked out for me, and I'm just letting it ride. But if I wouldn't have pulled out my initial investment and some profits, I would be pissed right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Hmm.
I'd be
Hmm.
mad. Oh, I'd be
And
so
to
mad.
piggyback on what you're saying, Space Chick, say for people that they don't want to miss out on this crypto for whatever crypto it is, XYZ, right? And it has crazy growth, crazy social status, engagement, everything, right? Everything that people want in a new token, but it's already pumped. Well, for people that can't resist themselves, if you're gonna invest anyway into it, at least don't invest what you wanted to invest in it. Why do I say that? Because
Yeah.
if it's already pumped, yeah, could it keep pumping? Absolutely. But if it's already pumped a nice amount, you have a good chance that it's going to pull back or you may not get the gains you want. So let's say, for example, you wanted to invest one ETH into something, but it's already went up a 20, 30x. But you still just have that itch to invest in it. Why not do then maybe zero point 0.5 or 0.25 ETH into it? So that way, let's say it goes up a little bit, you don't get out, but it pulls all the way back and never kind of gets back to where it needs to. You didn't lose everything. You at least got the taste what was going to happen, but
Mm-hmm.
you didn't lose everything. And that's sometimes what I do. Like if I just have that itch and I never pulled the trigger and I wanted to invest a certain amount into it, I would do a percentage of what I was going to invest, right? So that way, if it does go to crap, I didn't lose everything that I really wanted to invest. Now, let's say it does go up. I'm still getting some of those gains, right? And so that way I can still kind of play both sides. I don't do that often, but that could help some people, right? If you just have that itch, do a percentage of what you honestly wanted to invest in. If you already kind of feel you're too late, right? Or just listen to yourself. If you feel you're too late, look for the next one. It's going to be a next one. It always is.
Mm-hmm. I like that. You conditioned your mind like that, though. You can tell you've been in the space for a while, and this is what you do. because that's like you're working out your brain, conditioning yourself not to have impulses of, doing something. And with our short attention span, how we are now, in this world, you want that quick satisfaction. So you're fighting against a lot of things that are already against you in the world, against your mind, and you're having to condition yourself like, no, I like that. So if you want to do it, wait a second, do a certain percentage instead, and instead of everything that you were going to put in, right? Is that how what you're saying?
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
Not financial advice, but just trying to help those people who are just true degens and they got to invest in everything, right? So at least you still got some on the table that you can utilize, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, because I've done that, and I'm like, damn, like right now there's that dip, right? And if I would
Hmm.
have waited that, and see, that's what I did on one of Vol Enu's pumps as well. In the last pump, I threw in $500, and if I would have just freaking waited, if I would have just waited, and $500 might not sound like a lot to y'all, but I'm a nurse, and that's a lot to me. And so whenever I did that, I was like, why didn't I just wait? Because of course there was a pullback. So I'm having to learn to condition my mind. I mean, there was a pullback. It went back up, but there was a pullback. I'm talking about a few months ago. I'm not talking about right now. I'm not talking about right now, y'all.
Yeah.
But anyway, I should have waited. I should have waited. And that was the last time that I was like, damn. And then it happened again right now. Sorry, I need some water.
No,
And
for
it
sure.
happened again right now, though, too, with this refund.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And I think
More.
also like we have to, as investors, we have to be 100% okay with, hey, maybe I missed this one. Because believe it or not, that'll save you quite a bit of money, right? Or say you've missed something and then it happened to pull back, but everything still looks healthy. There's your opportunity because you listen to yourself, right? So sometimes you just have to be like, hey, I missed this one. I get the next one. Like how many, like if you've been in the space for even just 6 months or just 3 months, you should know that there's always going to be a next one. So if you've been in the space any time past a year, you should especially know there's always going to be another one. You know what I mean? So we have to understand this as investors in crypto. Think about how fast crypto moves. There's going to be something else that takes the crypto market by storm, like a RFD, like a Pepe, like a Mon. You know what I mean? Like a Doge, a Sheep, a Volt. You know what I mean? There's going to be something else that grabs that attention. Can it keep the attention once it has it? You know what I mean? And so that's the key. You know what I mean? And this is kind of what we're all waiting on to see unfolds when we get into these new projects that are coming out. Can they keep the attention that they've grabbed? Right? And can they keep building as well? What are they going to keep building? What are they going to put out? Right? Because when the hype is gone, the only thing that keeps you here is a strong community and utility. So you know what I mean? So I'm very mindful of that because I've seen a lot of great projects just didn't make it. You know what I mean? And it wasn't that they were scams; they just didn't make it. And of course, yeah, you got multiple scams in crypto, but you also got projects that their crypto business just didn't make it. You know, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you can dip in on some I've seen in the background on a couple of them. One of them, they had the hype, and all of a sudden, when the hype went down, they had nothing to fall back on
Yep.
except their community, and they just started. They had just started, and it was like, why, damn, you guys went down like 99%. But if you would have, taken advantage of that, hype and ran with it and not thought about what you're going to do, while you're in it, and you got into this knowing what you're going to do beforehand, then that wouldn't have been a problem. Or they, invest in the wrong YouTube influencer or Twitter space host, and they pay them a lot of money, and they wind up dumping on them and killing the chart, and they kill off unfortunately a good project. That stuff happens out there as well. And then when people see the chart, they're not gonna, touch that. This person right here, Ringa Apes Club, what is up? Let's see here. Have either of you gotten to BRC 20s? If so, which ones?
I
Have you?
have not. Mm-mm. I think we mentioned this last stream too, because I think I asked you, did you get into it? You was like, no, you saw it, but you didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah, and that's because I saw Mason and his, I think it's his wife.
Mm.
They got some of those NFTs. It was cool. I was like, dang, they look really nice, and they have cute little outfits. I love it. What's up, Jeff, the producer? Look at Vault Army. What's
Jeff,
up,
what's up? What's
y'all?
up?
I know, Prospector. Be ready when Bitcoin drops and the rest correlate and drop also. So you think Prospector it's going to drop? Yeah, and then Bitcoin's chilling. And look at how many cryptos are out here. That's why I brought this up because Mike
And it's
was talking
technically
about,
more than that.
yeah,
You know what I
because they
mean?
only have all that crap on Dex tools.
Correct.
Okay, y'all, this is how many cryptos are just listed on CoinMarketCap, right? And that's not including because when projects start, they get launched. Their first goal is to get on Dex tools. Their second goal, from what I'm seeing, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, is get on CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, and then start trying to get listed on these smaller exchanges and get that hype. So
Yeah.
there are more than this, right? Like, how much more do you think? Thousands more?
Uh, at at one point, Dex Tools will kind of like show. I'm trying to find it now. There it is. So if you look at the home, go to the home page of Dex Tools.
Okay. Let me put this back over here. I know Dex Tools is like my number one thing I look at in the morning.
Yeah, there's like 192,000 tokens.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's almost 200,000 tokens. So treat your cryptos accordingly.
Look, there's one called Church, another one called Bible. Yeah, there will always be a next one. What do you think the next craze is going to be? Because we had frogs. Frogs are kind of like fading out now. We just have the
Hmm.
one. We have Pepe. Now
Yeah.
we have religion coming.
Yeah, I
No,
don't think
what's
that's
going
gonna
to be
stick
next
too
week?
tough.
Nah, that one's not. What's going to be next week? What's going to be next week?
I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I will be throwing a rock in a pond at this point.
I know, right? What if it's like mythology, like those sort
It
of like
could. I could
stories?
see that doing having a nice little run. If so, like Greek myth, because that's like a real, real big culture worldwide. So I could see, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I could see that in intertwining. Fill up. What is up? What is up? I could see that intertwining like into kind of like the Greek mythology when you kind of talk about Hercules and all of that. Like I could see that happening. My only thing is those projects are pure hype. And this is just me. I may offend some people or some projects, but at the end of the day, I'm speaking how I honestly feel. I'm not sugarcoating it.
Mhm.
Projects that, in my opinion, that kind of go after well-known names. Like even though Pepe has the frog, but I felt like it was done different. Like when you have projects that's like Sonic or legit anime projects like Goku and stuff like that, those projects are going to be here for a good while, but they're not going to be here long term, in
Mm-mm.
my opinion. It built the project off of a brand that's already been here, right? So, in my opinion, man, I need some water myself. But in my opinion, those type of projects are short-term projects and they're pure hype. They have a nice run and then they're done. And then you can see the next one pops out, right? Like they had a Sonic project that came out, Sonic Enu or whatever, right? It did well, but now look at it. And then what they're going to come out next, a baby Sonic. And it just keeps going until the full thing is done. And then you have something else that hits the market that's pumping. And then, you know what I mean? So I'm starting to, well, I have been seeing it, but I'm really starting to catch on to some of these trends, which kind of helps me figure out, do I want to invest in this or do I or not? Right. Like, for example, there's projects that's copying Bob a lot. Right. I've seen like 3 or 4 projects. I get a ton of DMs on, hey Mike, can you promote this? Can you at least just mention us on your Twitter page? You don't even have to make a video about us. Right. I got a ton of DMs, emails,
Okay.
and things. And so I've seen a lot of projects that will copy what Bob has done. And it's like, if Bob has already kind of solidified itself as the AI Twitter bot to explain tweets to people, it's already has that interaction with Elon Musk.
Mhm.
Why would someone else completely forget about Bob and then go here? Like,
Mhm.
yeah, you may have some hype because you're new, But why would an investor go here? Like you
Mm.
literally just did the exact same thing Bob did, but generically, you created something else. You know what I mean? So for projects that like what Bob is doing, do that, but bring something else to the table. Like, don't just, oh, we have an AI Twitter bot and we're gonna call it this.
Mm.
Like, it's just so like, you really think that's gonna be a successful project long term? And I'm just being realistic. Like, come on. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care if you did 1 million in your first day. You really think that's gonna be a successful project in the long term? I don't think so. So those projects, I don't give the time of day. I don't.
Mm-mm. You just look at him. I saw you're talking about Bob and the Explain Bob, right? Explain it to me, Bob. Or
Hmm.
yeah, that one. I saw another one. It's a cat.
There's like 3 or 4 of them out, or 5 of them out there now that
A
all does the same
Tom.
thing. It's like at explain this or do or
Uh-huh.
at this, and it explains the tweet. It's like, all
Yeah.
right,
Exactly. See, that's why I thought meme coin season was winding down, because that was my opinion. These are the big dogs of, or frogs, whatever, of 2023. And we've solidified who's going to be here the rest of the year. And all this is just crap. And
hmm,
honeypots, like copycats and honeypots. Because I say honeypots, y'all. I mean it like legit ones. I'm not down like talking bad about crappy projects. We know a crappy project. I'm talking about legit honeypots. But these other projects, like like for instance, you already know I did,
uh
y'all. You're
oh,
gonna be
what?
like, Space Chick, why did you do this? I had to try it out. So I think this little guy, look at all this red. I like looking at it like this instead of like over here. Sometimes
Okay, okay.
I'm in a phase right now, and right now
It
right
ain't
now
nothing wrong with a space chick.
right now it's this. I know, but look, it's all red. All right, refund. I have some refund, right? It's at 56, y'all. So you saw how it did that. We were just in the middle of talking about it. And he said it's a nice little pullback. Mike said, baby refund. You know good and damn well.
This ain't going far.
This is not going far, but
No.
I did put in $50.
Hey, if you got in super early, you can make
Mhm.
some money. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
if you got in super early, oh yeah. But I
yeah.
mean, I would 2 to 4x take profits.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just run.
Yeah, I mean, if you got it like that, yeah, let it run. There's some projects that I just put some in and I said, hey, some of the money I've invested in some of the meme coins is profits I've made from other projects from taking profit. So I put in a little bit and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna just let this run. Whatever it does is whatever it does.
Mhm. And when you start seeing buys like this, though, like we saw that 85 ETH, and like people are throwing money into this. Like one ETH, what is that right now? Like $1,800.
Yeah, about 18,
Americans,
19.
that's a lot of money for Americans right
But
now.
how do you know it's just Americans?
Oh, that's what I'm saying though. There's definitely other countries awake right now because those are not American buys. There's no way. There's no way that they have so many people. This is definitely international. This is
And
big money in
and
here.
how
Like
many holders does RFD have right now?
over 8,000. They gained 1,000 over a night, I think. I mean, you see these big sales, but as one goes out, another one comes in.
Yeah,
18
over
point.
8,000.
Yeah.
Liquidity is still super healthy. I mean, look at that. Over 12 million in liquidity at a 56 million market cap. Like that is just crazy.
They said it's
Now, I
better than
would
Pepe.
like to see that liquidity locked. I would say that. It's not locked. I'm not sure. I haven't been in the Telegram or anything, so I'm not sure is the locking process or they don't plan on locking it. I have no idea. But I would like to see that locked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just
Yeah.
keeping it 100.
Like just lock that. Just light up just
Because
light
that
up that
means
lock.
since it's not locked, it can be removed.
Mhm. Yeah, because
I'm
it was
just saying. You
yeah,
know
it
what I
did.
mean?
We go to sleep and then that's when it happens to me. That's when it happens to me, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Wake up. What the hell happened? I've only had a few good ones. See, I did good with that baby bob. That's why I was like, all right, let me try the next baby real
Yeah.
quick. Because y'all, every single time there's one, there's going to be a baby, but you got to find a good one. That's what I learned from some of my friends. You're like, they've told me, they're like, all right, Space Chick, so you find a good one like Pepe, baby Pepe is going to run a little bit. It may be stupid, it may sound funny or whatever, but hey, if I
It
can make
ain't get out.
Yeah, if I can make $500, $300, four, $300 to $400, I'm gonna be happy, and I'm gonna get
Yeah.
out. I'm not gonna stay there. No $2,000 or anything. No, I'm good. I'm okay. I'm all right with that. Let me just be able to buy a PlayStation 5, and I'll be happy. Let me reward myself for all the stress of staying out up looking at candles. But what do you think? Do you think, let's look at Pepe's, because there's a big thing with people talking about Pepe's liquidity and refunds liquidity. All right, so like you said, it's not locked, but now let's go on over to Pepe. I see Amar saying something. He's y'all go check out Amar. He's my friend. He does some music. He does a lot of music. He was at South by Southwest.
Amar, what's up, man? What's up?
He's so cool. He was here in the space cabin too. Shout out to Amar. He's a real one. Look at that, holding that floor like none other. This
Yeah.
is like the David Gochsteins and
And there's
oh,
no liquidity is not locked either.
look at that.
And then look at the liquidity. It has 10.5 million
Mm,
at a 662 million market cap.
that's what.
RFD has more liquidity at a tenth of the market cap. That is just insane. And the fact that KuCoin has listed it does make me a little bit more, that much more interested, I would say, because KuCoin doesn't just list anything, and to list this that fast in 4 days, it's interesting. I
Four
mean,
days.
it is interesting.
4 days. Like when did Pepe get listed on Binance? Wasn't it like 2 weeks or
2 to 3 weeks. Yeah.
okay. See, but I'm not doing another. I'll hold on to my Pepe. Refund seems cool though. There's a lot of cryptic stuff going on, but I don't want to be that person that held on to Shiba this whole time or didn't sell Shiba at its highest, like all time high. I don't want to be that person. How do you prevent yourself from being that person, Mike?
I mean, you never really just know. You know what I mean? So I mean, you just kind of got to take that chance, you know? You just got to kind of take that chance.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
What
like
prospect?
for me, Mung, I could have sold at 230 million market cap, and I got in, you know, around 60-ish, low 60
Yeah.
million market cap, and I could have took profits there, but I'm still holding. Why? Because I think Mung's going to do more than that. Just my personal opinion. Also, I didn't bet the bank on Mung, right? I'm super bullish on it, but I got enough money in Mung to not hurt my pockets, but I got enough invested to make a lot of money if it does well.
Mm,
And that's how I play it. You know what I mean? Like if you're getting in something early enough, you got to think about it. Let's say you invest 2K into something. Well, realistically, where you bought in, where do you think it can go as far as market cap? Right? What does a 10x look like? What does a 20x look like? A 50x, a 100x, right?
mhm,
Based off of where you bought in.
mhm,
And as I've talked about this before, I've talked about it multiple times, Space Chick, as you know, even on the stream. You got to figure out where do you think something can go? Not what I say, not what Space Chick say, not what anyone else says. What do you think it realistically can do in X's based off of where you personally bought in? Because a lot of times what we see in crypto, and I know you experienced this, Space Chick, you've maybe put out a video 6 months ago, 8 months ago, and someone gets in or they make a comment based off of the context of the video, as in if you put it out at that time when they watched it.
mhm,
I made the video 8 months ago. So when I was talking about it, it was in the context of where we currently are. We are now 8 months later. Some of this probably does not apply, right? I'm sure things have changed. This is crypto. You know what I mean? So we have to just be mindful of that. So I always tell people, figure out what you think it's going to do based off of X's. Make sure you're not investing more than you're willing to lose
mhm,
and take profits.
I see. I'm so glad I listened to you. It was neat because I had you and December DeMarco that week, and so I had y'all really in my ear. Just like when I was on Uniswap, I was like, "Damn, you know what? When I didn't want to sell, because I was like, no, this is gonna keep going. This is gonna keep going because I have a problem with greed, y'all. I noticed. I realized that about myself. I was like, no, it's gonna go higher. It's gonna go. No, I took it out, and you know, I put 400 into Pepe. And so when I took that out and I took some profits out, I felt good. And I don't even like this is the first time I've looked at this chart in like all week. I haven't even looked. And when I did, I didn't even care because I think it's going to go up. I think it's going to go up because it's holding that floor so solid. I think it can at least have another run up. But because I took my initial investment out and some profits, it's cool.
At
Whatever
this point,
happens,
you don't care
happens.
because you won already based off of your
Right.
investment. You know what I mean? So now you can just ride that wave. Ride that wave.
Exactly. Yeah, see with BAM, oh BAM, I did take out some profits and stuff, but gosh dang it, BAM. Like I don't know what's going on with BAM. Look at this. Now this is crazy.
I honestly didn't think it was gonna keep pumping, to be real.
I should have taken it out
Even
whenever.
though there was some bigger influencers talking about it, I never mentioned it once. I just I
I
don't
know.
know. It just didn't speak to me like that. You know what I mean? It just didn't grab my attention as an, oh yeah, this is gonna be. It just didn't. It didn't.
Didn't do anything
Bambi, you know
for
what I
me.
mean? Like it's going off of a also a Disney brand that's already that's here. You know what I'm saying? So how high can it truly go? Right? Not that high until you have a problem with Disney, right? You see what I'm saying? So this is how I look at these things, right? For example, look at Grumpy Cat. They got a desist letter. I mean, desist letter, which they're fine. They had to change up their logo, but why even have to go through that?
You're fixing to ride through all these growing pains if you hold. And if you really believe in the project, then it's like, okay, like you really did your own research. You realize, that these videos you're watching aren't from like 8 months ago. You're actually paying attention and doing your own research. Like, if you believe in the project, whatever. But if you know something like Grumpy Cat is not going to make it till January 1st, 2024, look and compare all the charts. Look how high they go up. And then I don't think everyone's waiting for that next Pepe, is what it
Mhm,
is.
mhm.
That's what's going on. That's why these floors are staying solid too, I think, on some of them. A lot of these influencers want to be right. This is what I'm seeing as well. And then they're dipping into them, trying to hold that floor, making sure, I've seen it. I've seen it where it's like, okay, no, let me, I'm in this, I'm talking about smaller ones, y'all, smaller ones. They want to put out a video, they hold the floor, you are exit liquidity every single view that goes through and every person that watches the video and then goes and buys you are exit liquidity. I promise you, I hate to say that, but y'all, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to let y'all know from my mistakes and stuff that I've seen because I didn't even know this stuff went on. I didn't even know until this year how it really is. And
It's a
it's
dirty game.
it's dirty. See,
That's a
thank you,
dirty
Mike.
game.
It's dirty. It is so. If I'm looking at a project, because y'all got to know what to research as well. You have to know how to research, what to research whenever you're looking for a crypto project. But I've gotten to the point where these new ones, I'll go check out their Telegram. I want to see if their member count is growing, how quick it's growing, how much they interact with people on Twitter. They even have admins? Some of them don't even have admins. Do they have admins, in their Telegram? Just little details like this. But if I see certain influencers join a Telegram at this point, I know the next day or two that chart is fixing to dump. And I'm like, no. So you just gotta, if you really want to know, y'all really are paying attention, you'll start paying attention to like, once somebody starts talking about something, then the chart's gonna dump. Like plain and simple. That's what I noticed. And I hate to say that, but it's not all influencers, not all
No,
YouTube
no,
creators.
there's good influencers out there for sure. Good
Yeah.
YouTube creators, content creators, whatever title they want to go by.
Yep.
But I agree. I agree. I agree.
Late or
I
Optimum
think
Hustle
a
says,
lot of things though as well. Like yes, I do because we all fit in that boat. I think yes, influencers definitely have a part they play, but I also think as individual people, we put too much weight on what people say instead of listening to ourselves. Like, yeah, you're supposed to utilize this information to help you cut the learning curve to figure out what you want to do with an investment, but not take a video and say, okay, I'm just going to invest now. Right? No, take that information and then apply with what else you learn about that project, and then figure out, is this something you want to invest in? Don't just take someone's word and just say, hey, I'm going to invest in this, right? Regardless of the track record, positive or negative. Take the information and figure out, where do you fit into that, right? And this is one thing I've noticed as well, is some people don't know how to maneuver into crypto, in and out, or utilize Uniswap, or find new tokens, or how to cash out. And to me, that's scary, because this is why I say this. These are the basics of crypto. So if you don't know how to get out of a crypto token using Uniswap, PancakeSwap, QuickSwap, whatever DEX you're utilizing, if you don't know how to sell out of a token just as easy as you can buy a new token, you're doing yourself a disservice. Why? Because let's say you do buy that meme coin or that altcoin that goes crazy, but you're not 100% fluent on how to sell out, how to cash out. You're going to lose gains, because guess what other people are going to be doing at those all-time highs? Selling. And you're not going to be one of those. So I'll always, and this is what I've also said to some family members. You want to buy the next token, but you don't know how to cash out. You have to wait for someone to walk you through the process to do it. That's not going to work in crypto. You know what I mean? So you have to know for yourself how to utilize the basics of crypto so you can buy a new coin. Once you know the basics, you can buy any new coin that launch. It doesn't matter. Once you know how to use a DEX, you can use any DEX. It doesn't matter. Those are just the basics, but you have to know those two to get in and out of crypto. Because a lot of people say, hey, Mike, where do you buy this at? Where do you buy this at? Where do you buy this at? Right? And it's okay. Those are valid questions, but it just shows that we're not applying ourselves all the way. You know what I mean? Especially for people that's been in crypto a year, 2 years, 3 years, and you're still asking where to buy something.
Oh no.
You know what I'm saying? So it just
Yeah.
shows that there's a certain education level that hasn't been surpassed yet. And I think we're doing ourselves a disservice. When we were in that crazy bear market last year in 2022, before the market started recovering a little bit, because remember, we got down to under 800 million for the total market cap. That's
Mhm.
the time when all those exchanges was crashing, banks crashing, and still crashing. That's the time to grow your education when things are more boring in crypto, because now we can see things have hyped up a little bit. Nobody really wants to take the time to research because they don't want to miss the next altcoin, right? But you missing education to take advantage of those gains on the altcoins you're trying to buy. You see what I'm saying? So we have to apply ourselves as individual investors to make sure we can take advantage of this bull market that is coming.
Mm-hmm. It's like learn and use these ones, at least if you're not gonna, do research, which you need to do. My goodness, you have to take notes on what these projects are putting out that makes them crappy or makes them good. What works, what's not working. You have to learn how to buy and sell, y'all, or how to get a contract address. That was something somebody
Yes.
asked me, and know where to properly get one, like where
Yes.
to go. And it's always the official links, y'all. You have to go. I don't care if I'm buying Vault for the 50 millionth time. If I start a new wallet, I'm gonna go and
Get the verified link.
I'm not going to go anywhere else. I'm not going to
Mhm.
copy that from anywhere else, period. Look at this. We got some more people. What's up, Cash?
Cash, what's up? Always showing love.
I know. I love Cash. Mike the investor. I'm so glad I've gotten to know
So,
Cash and he comes
question,
in
and
here.
man, we already been going an hour. That's crazy.
Oh,
Okay.
damn. Uh huh. Wow.
Jeez. So, did you ever get into Mong, or are you still waiting a little bit?
No, I was waiting a little bit because I knew there was going to be a pullback. I
Hmm.
knew there was
I was just
because,
curious.
yeah, because I was waiting because there is a certain, look, hold on. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
She said,
Because
"Let's
the
talk
day I
about it."
was going to get into it, I was like, I think there's going to be a pullback. And sure enough, there was. And so I was like, okay, did it go as high as it can go? But look at this price now, y'all. That's what I was looking at. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I was like, okay, we're getting
Hmm.
we're getting to where but now it is at that point. I think it's going to bounce right back up from here. That's what I think.
It
What do
has
you
some decent support around 50, 55 million. So we shall see. We
think?
shall see.
55?
I also thought about adding a little bit more in since it's technically lower than where I got in, a little bit lower. I thought about adding a little bit in my opinion. But
But
yeah.
see, should I get Mong or should I just buy an NFT? If I have to choose one, which one do you think I should? Or okay, what I know,
Uh-oh.
you know what I mean, Mike.
I mean, I would say this. So let me ask you this.
Okay.
What's more important to you? Being a part of the Hmong community, like just
Oh,
being a part, or being a part of the Hmong community and having the chance to make serious gains?
yeah, the
So I
second one.
okay. So I think if you can get an NFT, awesome. But I think the tokens are gonna give more gains than the NFT, in my opinion. Could the
Oh,
NFTs go crazy? Yes. They've already went up in value as we saw.
mm-hmm.
But if you only could get one, maybe Hmong tokens, or yeah, I mean, I
But
would
see,
probably
what
say
about
Hmong tokens.
this?
That's just me. I would probably just say, yeah. So, and I got my Hmong NFT right at the perfect time
No
because the
way.
airdrop just came out today for Hmong holders. So only if you hold a Hmong NFT, you're able to claim free Hmong tokens. Now, there is still an airdrop that's coming Monday for Hmong holders. So if you hold Hmong tokens or if you hold the NFT, we're going to be getting airdrop the new token for the Hmong ecosystem.
Oh my goodness. See, that's
Right.
what I'm saying. I've had better luck with NFTs than I
Okay.
have with selling. And that's because I am selling my crypto. And that's because I hated NFTs. I thought they were the dumbest thing ever back in August and July. And I have some very patient friends because they were educating me. Like, no, there's utility. I'm like, what can this do for me? I just worked
Right.
all day on the floor, like covering someone else's shift and everything. I don't give a damn about a JPEG. What can this picture do for me? I
Right.
don't get it. I even had I was going to school for art major and everything, like super into art. So it wasn't that part. It was just like, what is this going to do for me now? But I've had better luck. I've sold NFTs for like 500 or,
Even more.
700, 800. To me, that was it should, but then you're lucky. Then I'm sitting with like 50 dust ones though, as well. So,
I say this, and I do like the philosophy behind this. If you legitly like the art of the NFT, and let's say in the future the art becomes basically zero value, at least you still have the art
true,
and you like it.
true.
You know what I mean? So I do like that philosophy. I would just say, people that's listening, be careful, because don't take that philosophy and say, all right, I'm gonna just buy every NFT. No, don't do that.
No, space chick, no.
Like, don't do that.
I've already gone through that phase. NFT heads are, and that's what I call them. NFT heads, they stay up all freaking night. It's a
Oh yeah.
party
Oh
all
yeah.
night long, y'all. It's a whole other world. So I was doing that. It was around Christmas time, and I could only hang with them for like a couple weeks. I was like, y'all are party animals. I
Yeah.
can't do this every day. Free mints, go, go, go. Have like 10 different wallets. And you just, yeah. And then it's fun. And if you ever want to break from crypto space, go to the NFT space.
Be careful, because you can get lost in the rabbit hole. Like, it's a whole nother world.
It is like
It's a
Chaka, he
whole nother
knows.
world.
What's up, Chaka? He likes NFTs as well.
What's up, Chaka?
Hell yeah.
I
What's
like that
up,
name too. That's
dude?
a nice name, man. Chaka. Is it
I know.
Shaka or Chaka?
I say Chaka. I've heard
Okay.
Chaka.
Because
Is it
his name reminds me of the old famous singer Shaka Khan, and her first name is spelled the same way. So I'm wondering, is it Shaka or Chaka? Either way, I think it's dope though.
right? And his TikToks are awesome. His channel, y'all, he's got great effects in his videos and everything. He's a YouTube creator. Go check him out. Love him. He's from the MMAI fam. So I love MMAI. We got to talk about that sometime.
Okay.
Cash, you miss it. You're late to class. Cash. Did y'all talk about Ben? Yes.
But Cash is dope though, cause he understand.
I
He's like, hey,
know.
if you guys talked about it, hey, I'll watch it on a replay.
I
It's all
know he's
good.
so cool. I love him. He's a member. He's a member of the space cabin crew. I
So
love this guy. He's awesome. Yeah.
Cash is
No.
awesome. He's
I
awesome. Man,
met
I gotta
him
give
in
you a follow back too on Twitter, man. So
yeah.
next time your name comes up on my notifications, I'm gonna give you a follow back, man. He's always showing good support. I appreciate that.
Prospect. Yeah, he's
At
so
least you
cool.
have a JPEG.
So have a day there. Oh, let me
I don't
see.
like the name Mong. Hey man, it's all good. That just means Mong isn't for you. That's all. RFD, let's go, Mikey.
Let's see.
Dang man, that's how you do me. I don't like Mong, but RFD, let's go. Like really?
He's totally yeah.
All right, Sam, Bitcoin advertiser. All right, buddy.
uh,
I appreciate that though, man. But if you just got into the stream, I'm watching RFD. I'm watching it closely. We actually talked about RFD for a little bit on the stream today. So
yeah, I know. I had to change their thumbnail. I was like, no, this is some good stuff. I like the whole cryptic messages and all of that,
yeah,
but I I'm not going to diamond. I did that with a different project. I'm not even going to give them say their name and give them any advertisement. But I
hmm
did that for with another project. They were even listed on all the top tier exchanges and everything. They're still around, but you can't be too cryptic. You can only do that so long because then people are
agreed.
just gonna get over it.
It's
Then
yeah,
it's
it's
just
too
like,
much. It's
yeah,
too much because if you think about it, this is what's stopping the onboarding process for crypto now. The difficulty of the technology, people learning how to use it, right? So if you become too cryptic, yeah, you got your smart people, your people that like the mystery, but over time no one wants to come to crypto Twitter and see the project they like, and then they have to take hours to figure out what this cryptic message is. No, no, people are gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna go somewhere else.
you're like, I already don't have time for this. I go to work, and
Yeah,
you want me to go look up some what is that? Gematria.
yeah,
Oh my gosh, I always get so much hell for that. Y'all, you can say it either way. I've asked a couple of Jews, and that's what they have told me. All right.
yeah,
So, but yeah, so whenever, because Elon Musk talks, through that. So I like it. I think it's cool. But whenever a project goes just too much into it, I'm good. But refund, I think Mong is gonna do good. I think Mong is one that's gonna stay around. I think Pepe is gonna stay around. Refund, it's only 4 days old. People say 200 mil, people say 500 mil, some people say 1 billion. That's such a spread. And those are
yeah.
three different people that I know who have become millionaires. And those are all three different mindset, like of where it's going. Three different millionaires, y'all. One says 200 million market cap for refund. Another one says it's just going to go to 500 million, and the other millionaire says it's going to go to 1 billion. So what do y'all
Right,
think?
right. So the question is now, if you're getting in right now on refund, where's refund at? What 50 mil, 55 million, somewhere around there?
Let's check it out. Let's see. Yeah.
So 55 million, right? So that means if someone got in at 55 million, that means every 55 million is a 2x for you. So basically, you're sitting on, let's say refund goes to 1 billion market cap. That's what, maybe a 10 to 12x. It's nice, but
But what's it going to do
you,
for
you
you?
are you following me? You can invest in one of the OG blue chips and get a 10 to 12x, like a
Yes.
Solana. Like, you feel me? So this
Yes.
is how I look at things, right? This is how I look at it, right? Am I gonna invest risk capital to only make a 10x to 12x if it goes there? You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, because then you got projects out there. I'm a huge H bar fan. I'm a huge quant fan, y'all.
hmm
Take this money. This is play money. I don't think baby refund is going to last 2 weeks. I don't think it's going to last 2 months. We'll say 2 months, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know, y'all. 2 months. I don't think it's going to live to 2 months. I'm going to take some of those profits. I'm going to put it in H bar. H bar is 5 cents. H bar is like some badass crypto. You got to check it out. And then you have quant. Don't sleep on quant. All like this money is going to go
So yeah,
for
so
me
18x.
and some good stuff. Some real blue chips out there that's gonna last, and you can't sleep on those, y'all.
Yeah.
Check those out. H bar. Hedera, I have videos out in Quant. I'm going to be doing some
She's
videos.
super bullish on those, but they're great projects though. But yeah, it would be about a 18x, a little bit over 18x from where we are right now to a billion market cap. So I mean,
Dang.
that's those are nice X's for sure. But if you're looking for the next Pepe, the next, you know what I mean, you need something that's going to do 50, 100x more than that. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Not enough X's and O's for some people. Army veteran, did you get my message? Where did you send it? Where did you send it, hun? I'll check it out. I did not.
Oh, so let's talk about Volt. What is your take on kind of the latest change with Volt? I don't feel any type of way because I was never paid by Volt anyway. Never had a partnership with Volt. I always
I was
talked
going to
about
ask.
it. Yeah, I never had a partnership with Volt. It was always organic. Don't have a partnership with Mong. Never been paid by Mong. None of that. So
Uh-huh.
I'm talking about it because one, I am invested.
Yeah.
Two, I like the communities, right? I like what they're doing, right? And so now I do think we're probably going to see some influencers stop talking about Volt or at least stop talking about it as much, which in my opinion I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, but
Mhm.
now it goes to show, okay, how strong is this organic growth? How strong is everything else for Volt? Which Volt is super strong as we know, but now without so much exposure weekly with certain influencers, how strong is this engagement, right? How strong is everything else, which we know is strong, but this is somewhat of a change for Volt, right? You go to a text token, and then now, some of your partnerships you did have no longer are there, right? You're still gonna have content creators who cover Volt from time to time, like myself, right? As long as they keep doing what they're doing, right? Never been paid by Volt, nothing at all, no partnership, no anything. Now, I do appreciate them sharing out my tweets and my content when I post it on Twitter. Appreciate that. So shout out to the team. But again, never had a partnership, never been paid one time. But I
Mhm.
talk about it. However, what's your thoughts? Because I know there was a lot of people partner with Volt. I was never one of those people.
Man.
So how do you feel about that?
Oh, man. I wonder who's watching.
I mean,
Who's
I
going to hit that
mean,
replay?
we
No,
just
I'm
gotta
going
we just
to.
gotta keep it 100.
We do. We do. And that's how, I watched you and like literally, y'all, if you don't know this, Mike was the first YouTube creator I ever watched for crypto. And I learned from him. And you know what? It's true. I learned from you and I continued following you for a reason because you do. You keep it real and you're honest and it's all about education. So, my opinion is it's not going to be a popular opinion. It's just not. Look, see, already Sam says you're disappointing with
Disappointing me,
Space
space
Chick.
chick.
No, Army veteran. I gotta check. Where did you send it? Where did you send it? If you emailed me, I'm horrible at email. I'll check my email. Okay, okay, I'll get to it. All right. I know. All right, so I'm not happy about us not having Jake and Believes anymore. Rodney, I like Rodney. I do like Rodney. I think he's cool. I think he's smart. Um, do I think it's cool, the video that he put out, the day after his partnership? I mean, it's
Honestly, I didn't even see it. I saw his post on Twitter, but I didn't even watch it or see it.
yeah,
So did he
it
like
was
kind of come at Volt or something? Or
yeah, he did. He
oh
did. Like
shoot.
some of the leaders, like it was wild. And so I still talked to Rodney after it happened,
Hmm.
but I was just like I'm gonna have to keep my relationships with my friends like separate from other things because I mean, like I know y'all, I'm learning from y'all as well, and I think some people are cool. Sometimes I don't vibe with people or gel with them, and that's it. But I still like Rodney. I guess is where I'm going with that. But
Hmm.
I don't like that we don't have Bleaves anymore. I don't like that we don't have Jake anymore. I think they're a very, very important piece to, the Vault Army, and they are going to continue talking about it. And some people say, well, don't cry about it, da da da. Well, I'm not crying about it. I'm letting you know how I feel. I just don't think that was a smart move. Not right now at this pivotal moment in what's going on. You can see what's going on in the chart. Yeah, a lot of people didn't migrate, but you know, look, believes is annoying. I mean, some people, I mean, just like I said, some people are just not everybody's cup of tea. Like some people
Right.
don't like Pablo going off and everything. The other day, that's how those vaulted live streams always were, though. That's what got Vault started, was how his live stream was the other day is exactly what I stepped into last year. And it worked for Vault. Is it going to continue working for Vault? I don't know. I
Right.
don't even know. Honestly, I think Voltoshi, the dev, is absolutely phenomenal. Wonderful. Changing the space with stuff that he's putting out. Love the man or woman, we don't know. I think it's a couple. I think it's whoever it is, they're great. But I think that it's a very pivotal moment, and I don't think that was a good idea. Ending those partnerships with those big influencers like that. Not right now.
Do
Like
you
you
think it's
couldn't wait a
because of
month.
do you
You
think
couldn't
it's
wait.
because of the zero tax that they don't have the tax to kind of pay them out anymore? Do you think
Now
it's
I'm
because of that?
wondering. I'm wondering, like, if maybe that wasn't such a smart decision that we all made. I don't know. Maybe we're all going to learn a lesson from this. Like, I was one of them that was like, no, we need to do zero tax. And now that we cut out, a big piece of YouTube, which is, where crypto hangs out on YouTube and Twitter. That's where, people that are into crypto look up stuff. And I just don't think it was a smart move to do it now. I think maybe they should have done it if they were going to do it maybe a couple months from now. If, I know these YouTube creators are expensive though, too. I know that, Bleaves has told me how much he puts out for himself, and it's good. He says his time is valuable, and yeah. So I can see where they're saving money. They might be doing it for saving money for the exchanges, but it's just disheartening what's going on right now with the
Yeah.
chart and everything and with the community. I wish it wasn't such a
Yeah.
rift.
Two big changes though. You have the zero tax, which a lot of people, I mean, some people didn't like, or some people just didn't get the migration. And in my opinion, I feel like the people who had a problem with the migration has a problem with some of the basic mechanics of crypto because it was so easy, so seamless. I even did a tutorial, not saying, hey, click this, click this, click this. No, I did a full tutorial showing everybody exactly how to do it. I left a couple $100 of Vault just so I could show the community how to do it. Right. And I'm not knocking anyone who did a tutorial and they didn't go all the way through it, but they told you what to do. But I'm saying I showed you step by step what to do.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
know
you
what I mean?
still
Like
can't. Yeah.
that's that's on you. There's gonna be changes always made in crypto. So if you don't know how to utilize something, there's some basic mechanics that you need to brush up on and make sure you're ready, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But
It's crazy what's happened, because you wouldn't think just a few months ago such a flip happened. Pepe happened, is what happened. Pepe
mhm,
happened, and it turned everything on its head. It changed, it shook the space
shook
just
it.
like Doge did, I think.
Yes. And cheap.
And Sheeb, yeah, you can't
Yeah.
forget Sheeb.
Mhm.
Yeah. Shug says, should have put a deadline on migration. People still getting reflections. Yes. I do believe so. Or I saw someone in the Telegram the other day that, okay, now I don't suggest doing it. I'm not saying to do this whatsoever. All I'm saying is I saw one person in Telegram say this, y'all. Do not do it. Don't do it. But they bought version 2, v2, and then they were saying, oh, I didn't know there was a v3. Well, should I just migrate them? Then they were telling them, you can't migrate them. You're not gonna get your tokens. Like, you're gonna lose them, and just sell your v2 and then get your v3. But the guy was like, no, I've seen it's still, on the dex tools, on etherscan, it's still happening. And he did it. He was able to do it from v2 to v3. I mean, yeah, that's what it was. He was buying v2 tokens and it was still working, is what I'm trying to say.
I got
And
you.
so I don't know what's going on with that. Now, other people, it wasn't successful. So I don't suggest doing that whatsoever. All I'm saying is I think people are confused. They're
Yeah.
buying V2. Maybe Vault needs to market it more. don't buy this one. This is the one we need. I don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe put it out again. They did say that though, don't buy this one. But the reason why people are still getting reflections is because you got to think about it's on the blockchain. It's immutable, so you can't just turn it off, right? So if people are still buying V2, that means they're because V2 still have the sale taxes, still has the reflections from those sale taxes. So if people are
Mm,
still buying V2, then that's why people are still getting reflections because it's on the blockchain, right? That contract version 2 is on the blockchain. It's immutable. You can't delete it. You see what I'm saying? That's
yeah.
why. So people have to just kind of do their due diligence and hey, V3 is now here.
Heck.
But that's why people are getting reflections because people are still not knowingly or stubbornly
Mhm.
purchasing V2. That's why.
Dang, it's so scary too, because what if it works for one person, doesn't work for another, and then you get these people in the Telegram and it just unravels from there. There's so much going on. We don't need anything else, is all I'm saying. This is the
Coming from
last
Vault.
thing. Come on. Sam says Bitmart hasn't migrated to V. I keep hearing that every single day as well. I keep hearing that too from people, or I'm getting DMs. Hey, what's up,
And
Twinsin?
weren't you partnered as well with Volt Space
Mm-hmm.
Check? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I thought so.
Yeah, that's why I'm just like, but we had, like,
Y'all had
though
a ton of
there's
people, right? Y'all had a ton of people.
a lot of people. I just don't. The zero tax, I guess, is what just spun everything out right now, and I'm not saying that it can't come back whatsoever. That's not what I'm saying, because this is something that's not going to go away. Volt's not going to go away. Are we losing the attention that we had? Yeah, because I think we just had so much attention on us that
Hmm.
we're kind of in shock right now. Like, hey, wait, we're here. What are y'all doing? Like for other, we have something to offer you as a crypto private. We have something to offer you, but I don't know why it's not working anymore. I personally don't. Do you? What is your opinion? Or in chat, what is your opinion on what, if you're in the Vault Army, what do you think needs to happen for us to get some attention back? What do you think needs to happen?
Yeah. I mean, I think right now it's just a shift of the community. Things kind of have to blow over a little bit. And
Mhm.
then from that point, we can kind of, start hopefully the recline. But I think that's kind of what it is. Um, and I say this, right? I understand content creators as myself, we do this for a living, right? And so if you have projects that you will only talk about because you're paid,
Mhm.
you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
I don't know, right? I'm
Mhm.
not knocking anyone because I know everyone has to get it how they live. But again, I've talked about Volt multiple times, never been paid one time, didn't have a partnership. And as you probably know, I'm sure you guys probably had some influencer group chat that you guys had. I'm
Mhm.
sure. Was I
Yeah.
in there? No, I
No.
was not. Why? Because I wasn't partnered with you guys, right?
No.
But I like the Vaults because of what they've done, what they've been doing over the past inception of the project. And so I don't know. I've been a part of projects where there was a ton of influencers a part of it and it didn't go too well. I've been a part of projects where there was a lot of influencers on board, and me personally, I never voiced it, but I started to feel like the project was going to go under. So I kind of stopped voicing my opinion publicly on the project. I wouldn't tweet about it, wouldn't make a video on it. Why? Because I felt like the project was no longer a good project to promote to my community. And
Mhm.
because of that, I had other influencers that felt the type of way about me, said things that I know about, never brought to their attention, but had an opinion about me because I no longer talked about a certain project. Now that project is no longer here. Now what? But you was mad at me because I didn't want to talk about a project anymore. But the project's no longer here. And
Mm-mm.
these people still follow me on Twitter. And I'm kind of like, why? I know what you said and you felt the type of way and was acting funny. So why follow me? Right?
Mm.
I'm
Mm.
never about the drama, but I'm just keeping it 100 since we're on this subject. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it is what it is. I treat people accordingly. I see a lot of things. I just don't act on it publicly.
It is best to just sit back and like, all right. Like I was like, I'm rebranding. I need there's
Right.
a new wave, in the market. I feel like everyone's kind of changing. Everyone's, I don't know, opening their eyes a little bit more. Especially people who have been around, I think, are seeing things for, how they really are.
Hmm.
And you can't fool people like with projects anymore like you used to be able to. You can't sell people, stuff. There, people know when you're putting one on them, like you're
Yep.
trying to put something over them. They know if someone's being genuine or fake. And I think if they feel that they've been, lied to, that's it. That investor's gone forever, and so is their, family or friends that invested as well. Like, you gotta be so careful. And then if someone like you, someone big in the space, I can't even imagine anybody saying anything negative about you. You're so awesome. Um, they're gonna be watching every single one of your videos, Mike. They're watching every single one of your
Dude
videos.
says my mom can't even use Cash App. How in the world is she gonna migrate her tokens? That's funny. That's funny. My question is, how did she get her vote tokens from the beginning? Did you help her? Because if you did, you're the person that needs to help her migrate.
Army
Hello,
background.
hello. Like, come on, man. But that is funny though. That is funny. Because I mean, yeah, of course, a lot of older people are unable to utilize the technology of crypto because it's just too confusing for them right now, right? But if you are the person to help her get vaults, you're the one responsible to help her tokens get migrated. Hello, because if she can't
Army
migrate, how did
veteran.
she even buy Volt from the beginning?
Uh-huh.
Come on, man. Like, come on, man.
Help your mama. Help her.
But no, I think he was just being funny though. I think he was just being funny.
Yeah, he's
Army
funny.
veteran.
He's awesome. We're always joking around because we were looking up some funky NFTs one night and we came across those feet NFTs. So he's always like, "When Space Chick feet NFTs?" Amar says, "Because we know damn well folks ain't built like that in real life. We here to build community and to help guide folks to financial freedom."
Hmm.
The V2 was allegedly for centralized exchanges. The V3, I don't know. I also don't know why Vault would go to V3 if the smart contract was not renounced. Needless to say, what's done is done. I don't hold Vault, so I don't care. So Ozam Austin was talking about the new contract, and he was saying it was actually a good thing that they, you know, went to V3.
Yeah, it's but also you kind of get that bad rap in crypto when someone says, "Oh, this project is now on a V3. Watch out." You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that stigma is there too. So I think it's
So
a
many
lot.
things, Mike. So
Yeah,
many things just back in. It's not like Volt's being backed up into a corner, because I don't want to say that, because the Volt Army deserves better than that. That's not what I'm saying. But as just everything as a whole, something has to
mhm,
give because it's going to break.
yeah,
Something has to give because it's going to break. I don't know what it's going to be, but Voltoshi is such a great dev too. I'm sure he'll figure something out. Like, something will change, something will give, but if it doesn't change now, I don't know. I hope Volt gets the momentum back, and I think you can be as positive as you can and everything, but if it's not as a group, it's not going to happen.
yep, yep. And remember, we was talking on your last live stream on the last stream. I don't know if it was my channel or yours, but we were talking about how, and this was before this was before the migration happened. This was before um uh Volti Eco came out. This was kind of before all of that. And we were talking about how sometimes community leaders can kind of like put a bad sentiment out there, as in, this is the only project. If you're not in this project, everything else is going to zero. You know what I mean? Like, that's
Yes.
not a good sentiment. And then when you have these other things that just transpire with Volt, the migration, the zero tax, and then your community leaders have already said this,
Hmm.
that doesn't help.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so this is why I say, people don't, if you're talking about a project and you're one of the community leaders, it doesn't matter how much money you have. You still got to show You don't have to, but it will reflect. But you still should, I should say, show a certain type of cadence and respect to other things. You know what I mean? Like no one should be butthurt because someone else is talking about something else. Like that's just crazy to me. Like in my opinion, like I'm just not cut from that type of cloth. So for someone to be butthurt because someone else is talking about another project that you're wholeheartedly not invested in, like I just don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not coming at anyone, but like, let's be real here. Why are we truly upset that someone isn't talking about the project we have most of our money invested in? You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
that's like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like let's be honest here. You know what I mean? So I feel like when we put that type of energy out, it's toxic and it's contagious. And then when you have these unexpected things that happen with the community that isn't going over so well, zero tax, the migration, plus the markets pull back a little bit. Now you have all of the, you know what I'm saying? So this
And
is
YouTube
why
creators pull like not.
you see what I'm saying? So now all these things have been said, and it's kind of like, uh oh.
Mhm. It's turning
So
into a domino effect.
I pay attention. I pay attention. And this is why, in some ways, I try to stay away from certain projects that have too many influencers talking about it.
Mhm.
Because most of the time, for me, it hasn't planned out well,
Yeah.
or there's too many egos involved, or someone gets upset because, oh, you're partnered with us, but you're talking about the, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't got time for that. I don't got time for people to be butthurt about like we're grown. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you
Yeah.
want to talk about something, talk about it. Talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
That is true. There's a lot of different things that whether, people want to agree or not, there's a lot of things that Vault Inu has up against them right now this week for sure. Next week we don't even know what could happen. Just 2 weeks
True.
ago you were in here. It was 2 or 3 weeks ago you were here on my show, or we were talking about it on your show. Like
I think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was a whole other conversation. So next week we could be having a whole different conversation. Something wild could happen, but it's just it's kind of like you got to what is going to give. You can be as positive as you can. I can put on as many vaulted live streams as I possibly can, but sometimes it's just like, damn, what else can you do? But it's just a domino effect. What's up, Stevie
Right.
Crypto? Okay, see, this was something. There was two things I wanted to ask you if you were partnered with Volt. That was one thing,
Yep. Nope.
and I wanted to ask you that. And then the second thing was because Cash, he brings up this, and this is something.
A tier one listing would help.
This is what the community has been waiting for a little bit, and I think that's where because it's not up to the project, it's up to the exchanges whenever they announce them. So we've been told that this is already taken care of. We're good to go. We're just waiting on the exchanges to announce. And I think people did get impatient with that, or people got sick and tired of that, the waiting. And so that's what was supposed to happen before Pepe happened. And then Pepe happened. you know, we did get listed on tier ones, but the ones that I think people were expecting, that's not what happened. And I think that's where the where the cookie started to crumble at that moment. But is Vault strong, Vault Army strong, and everything else? Hell yes, like none other. Oh my goodness, wild and crazy, super smart, everything. But what's it going to take to turn it back around? I have no idea. But I hope I can help. But I have no
I just
idea.
think timing kind of bit Volt in the butt this time. Because if you think about over the past 15 months that Volt's been here, their timing has always been on point,
It
always.
has.
But now it's kind of like V3 happened. They decided to, no longer have certain partnerships with influencers. The market kind of pulled back. Pepe took all of the attention from all other meme coins, even Doge Sheep. You know what I mean? It took all the attention from them as well. So all of that happened on top of, like you just said, space chick. You get people who get tired of waiting. Why? Because now they have something else shiny to look at. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And so if we didn't have Pepe, I don't think we would have had too many people saying, "Oh, I'm tired of waiting," because Volt has already proven itself. But now, because there's like a whole new wave of meme coins, people are like, "Oh, you know what I'm saying?" And just keeping it 100, Volt's been here in December, never experienced a bull run, but still been able to achieve what it's achieved. But when you look at a Pepe that hasn't experienced a bull run, hit 1.5 billion. When you look at a Mung, hasn't experienced a bull run, but hit 230 million in a month. That
Mm-hmm.
can't be ignored by the crypto community, by the crypto space. People are going to go. When you got other projects that hit 100 million plus, Bob hit over 130 million. Ladies did over 100 million. RFD hit 100 million. There's other projects I'm not even naming that did crazy numbers. You know what I'm saying? So when you think about it from that perspective, there's a lot of things to pay attention to. And so for me, I still have my bag of volts. Volt does what we think is going to do in a full on bull run. That's when I will be taking profits. Until then, I'm looking at other things out there. I already have my position in Volt. You see
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm looking at other things out here. So why would I not talk about something else?
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're in, and that's why we all love you as well, because we want to know, knowledge and education, and you are a great teacher. So, and mentor, like someone up here was saying, it's true. I mean, and you want to keep it real. You really do. I do, because I mean, like you said, I have my bags. I have a lot. I've been buying Vault for over a year, you know. Um, and I agree with you. And Jake also said it on his live this morning. Whenever I think people are seeing, Pepe and all the ones that you list are named, they're getting listed on these tier ones right off the bat. And although, in my opinion, and I've always said this though, I've always said this, I do believe if you get listed on Binance right away, that is going to be like the best, biggest ride in the amusement park. And it is, I mean, what are you going to do after that? I still have my bag of Pepe, so I'm okay, whatever. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
I got off after the biggest ride. But it's putting the carriage before the horse, sort of thing. Like, I feel like, but Pepe is already here. It's not going anywhere. It's already solidified that because it's done other things. It's just, what can Volt do different now? It's been such a supply shock, a shock emotionally. Um,
Now, what I think Volt just have the utility that Volt has put out for the ecosystem, the 5-piece ecosystem. Is it as good as they want it to be? Is it gonna shake the market like they want it to be? Because if their utility does what they want it to do, the attention to come back to Volt. Why? Because you have to utilize their ecosystem. So the
mhm,
attention to come back, but is the utility as strong as we want it to be? And I think only time will tell us that, right? We've seen what Volti Change has done. I think it's been great, right? But I think we've also seen, we're still going to see more projects come, but I think we've kind of seen the 15 minutes of fame for Volti Change. You know what I'm saying? Now we have the other utilities coming up, Volti Eco, the games and the NFTs and all of that. So
mhm.
I think it's
But
just, mhm,
but the project has to be willing to work with other projects and helping that, because it's to help the space, everything that's being put out.
right.
It's not just for Vault, it's for the crypto other projects, every single one of them.
But will the projects identify Volt? Is the question. That's
Exactly.
gonna be, you know, I think the kicker for Volt, because I think what Volt is trying to do, and I think is great. I think it's gonna be some growing pains, but I think what Volt is trying to do is position themselves as the OG crypto that doesn't need paid influencers. Think
Mhm.
about Doge and Sheep. If someone's talking about Doge and Sheep, we know they're not paid
Mm-mm.
because they've already made it. You see what I'm saying? And I think Bolt is trying to get in that position from
Mhm.
the outside looking in. I could be wrong, but I think that's what they're trying to do. Become that staple meme coin and blue chip with utility that big YouTubers talks about it without them having to pay them.
Yep, exactly.
You
Like
see
at
what I'm saying?
that status, that caliber of just up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I'm waiting for the dip. If we go into 40 million, I'm gonna that's my entry point. If we get down there, you can guarantee I will be buying some, and it's a nice dip right now. But you know, like I need to see what's going on. I loved the live stream that Pablo did the other day. I felt, you know, everything like how it used to be, but it has to, like you said, it's got to level up from that. And some people are going to be mad about what I'm saying. I don't care, y'all. I don't care. I don't. I don't care. Because I'm just speaking truths, and if you know you felt it, and maybe you're mad at yourself because you felt it, or you haven't felt it yet, but it's a very pivotal moment for this project, and the utilities need to speak for themselves at this point, and nobody else should be speaking for this project but the utilities, and that's all that it can do. And like Valtoshi said, no influencer is about this project. No, nothing. It's all about the project. However he put that in his tweet, it was really good. I was like, yeah, that's should be how it is. But we have Believes, and I'm not happy that Believes is not partnered with Volt. And I feel like that's where I'm voicing my opinion today. I'm going to just state my opinion about what's going on with Volt. Y'all know that I'm always pro every single thing that's going on. But I don't think it was a good decision to not partner with Believes, not partner with Jake. And I know y'all are expensive, Believes. I know your time's super expensive, and it should be. But I just don't think that was the wisest decision right now. But what do I know? I don't know anything. I've never made $1 million, so I have no right to speak, right? Oh, we're gonna no, that's my personal opinion. I don't think it was smart. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. I think stuff needs to change. I don't know what. And I'm kind of like, gosh, dang it. What is it gonna take again to bring this up? Because I love Vault. I'm always forever gonna be Vault Inu Army. Always and forever. But what is it gonna take? Because it could this project deserves like recognition. This project has everything going for it. This project should not be taken down because of any individual. I don't care if you like them or not, whatever. It should speak for itself, but that means that we have to work with other projects. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. You cannot not have that in your head. I don't know. I'm not happy about Believes being gone.
It's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens.
Look, he's saying invite. He's gonna say, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still doing Vault content. I know Believes. I'm
That's
just
what's
not
up.
happy. I love Believes, and I think he brings a lot of info to the space, and I'm gonna miss your vaulted updates every day. How about that? How about that, Believes? All right, let me send him the invite really quick.
Man, we've been on here almost 2 hours.
I know. I was like, I know I've kept you. I know I've kept you. Do you need to go?
I got another live with Zach Humphreys at 6.
Oh shoot. Okay.
In a couple hours. So
okay,
yeah.
So do you need to go right now?
I can stay on a couple more minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to see what Believes got to say. Believes.
No, it's been cool though. I didn't even realize we was on this long.
I know. It's crazy though. People are gonna be like, I'm always vaulted. I'm always super bullish on Vault because I like what the project has to offer, and I have real life friends in the project, like straight up.
And hopefully, no one got upset about you no longer being a partner, or maybe you don't cover it as much, because I've dealt with that just being in the space for a while. And when you're on a project partner with a bunch of other influencers, you have certain egos, you have certain things that come with it. And so I leave it at that.
I don't know. I feel like I'm next on the chopping block. I don't know. And I mean, and just like, I'm still going to be talking, even if I'm not, I'd still talk about Volt. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm just like, you see Believes go, you see Jake go, as an investor, I'm like, no, what are you doing?
Right.
What are you doing? But here's the man himself, Believes.
Hey,
I love you, Believes. What's up, Believes? My crypto Viking.
Making shit happen.
Yeah, you
let's go over this thing with Bolt, right? And I don't have much time, by the way, because my earbuds are about to die. I've been using them all day. But I
First
don't
and
think anybody
foremost,
should.
Bleeds, what's up, man?
Hey, man, what's going on? I
Man,
appreciate you.
living the dream, brother.
No shit, aren't we all? Well, sometimes. So look, the thing with Volt is, I don't want to say that not doing this is a mistake, but Space Chick, you said something like I look, I cost half what Rodney cost. I cost like a sixth of what Jake Gagan cost.
No
Um, I,
way.
I look, I've been here since the beginning.
Hmm.
Okay, so as it goes compared to some of those guys, I work cheap. Okay, for Volt anyway. Um, but the important thing is this, right? The important thing is Volt had to make a decision, and the decision came down to a DAO decision on what they were going to do going forward. That changes the dynamic of what's going on in Volt first. And then the decision was to move to a zero tax, which makes the dynamic of how they do things a little bit different. And it's going to take some time for this to catch and to really kind of manifest itself. We haven't seen how it plays out yet. In the meantime, and Voltoshi and I talked about this, he really underestimated the thirst that people are going to have for Volti Eco. And it created this situation in which a lot of unhappy people all came together at this one moment, couldn't get in. And look, I spent $300 trying to get in. That's a lot to not be able to get in to one of those 200 spots. So the things were happening very fast. Voltoshi was trying to adapt, and and let me just end this all with here's the problem. And it's not really a problem with Volt. I think the end result of this is I think we're trying to analyze where Volt is and why these problems are happening and blah 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 blah. It's the nature of investment right now. We've been at $1 trillion market cap for a year now. Okay, we're not going anywhere. We're in this space, and listen, we haven't had an altcoin season. Um, we're having a meme coin season right now, but you know what that is? That's venture capital coming in here to bleed out retail investors and steal their money to put it into Bitcoin at a later point. We don't have what the market that we're looking at, the market that we're working with, the market that we're watching right now is not what you think it is. It's not what most people think it is. Like I do this shit all day long. This is my thing. Um, and Bitcoin is boring right now. When Bitcoin is boring, something crazy is about to happen. I don't know if it goes up or goes down. I think it goes down to about 24 when we grab some liquidity at 24, but then it's on to like 37,000. But here's the thing. At 37,000, I don't think that the liquidity is enough to create an altcoin season or a real meme coin season because there's not enough money in the market right now. The most likely scenario to play out is a dump going into the summer, which we're getting there right now. So
Money is being
uh,
recycled right now.
yeah, we're everything that we're doing right now. You see, was Pepe went up to 1.5 billion. No new money came in for that. Now new investors came in, but not new
Hmm.
investors to crypto. Just people who had not invested in Pepe before. Like when you look at new investors, you're not really new investors coming in the market. This is just we're moving money around. Now at some point, people one of the benefits, and if you remember about 3 weeks ago, I argued against doing this move because I said this was wrong. Um, don't go to a zero tax. It doesn't solve anything. It actually isn't going to do what everybody thinks it was going to do, and it's not going to look it, and I think Pablo actually said it the best without realizing that he said it. Nobody wants to get into a $60 million market cap on the chance that it goes to 120 or 180 in this climate. Everybody wants to get in on a sub $5 million market cap and ride it up to 50 because that's a 10x for people. So just going to a zero tax structure didn't accomplish or fix anything. In fact, I would argue, probably successfully, that Volt was better off doing 100,000, 150,000, 200,000 on some days, even 500,000 on good days on BNB and Uniswap, getting the taxes that they were getting and then doing zero tax trading on the other exchanges. It was probably better off doing that than zeroing out the taxes and then letting everybody who's been in their mind little bit. And I know this is not fair to the people who were investors, but those people can now just sell with no penalty, right? And you know, it is a penalty when there is a tax, right? Um, and you know what it came down to was that the people who we thought were vaulted, who were here, that we think are going to be here forever, they weren't really. You know,
Mhm.
you cheer because you want your price to go up. You cheer because you want to be part of something. But when you realize, hey, I could also be part of this other thing with the frog, or I could be, I'm in Grumpy Cat right now because they made a big push to get me into, so, or this cat thing, or this, you know, like I've been in Ben since the beginning. I've been in PSYOP since the beginning, you know, so I'm super fucking happy, despite what's going on. But you know, these things are happening around, and they're happening around us, not to us, right? And that means that you have to change the game in some way. And here's the thing, um, I there's an overlap between me, Rodney, and Jake, and anybody, you know, and a bunch of other people. So when and by the way, at some point it will be necessary to do videos and talk and do stuff like that. So I'm sure that there will be a marketing program that Voltoshi comes out with. I just don't know who's going to be included in it. I might not be included. I might be the only person. You might be the only person. You know, there's no telling what's going to really happen. Um, but I know that there was a lot of money paid out for influence that didn't result in big.
Oh no, you froze. Leaves.
What is it, a 60 million market cap? Did he take us to 100 million market cap? I mean, for the amount of money, I don't know what the amount was, but that makes sense. Like I think that at some point this had to happen, this contraction, because you can't pump this. Like, and Mike has been in this for long enough. He knows what I'm saying is true. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you have to contract, and you have to get your solid people back together, right? I disagree with what Rodney said. Pablo just does things the way he wants to do them, and if Pablo
Mhm.
takes no shit from people um, in Telegram, Pablo takes no shit from people. There's a guy named Joe Crypto, I think, on Twitter right now trying to shit on every one of us because we we don't make free videos. And like and you know, look, you want to be like Shib, hit the market cap of Shib. You know what I mean? If you want to be like Doge, hit the market cap of Doge. Like and I don't mean that disrespectfully. He's bringing up a valid point. Like, you know, we want people to cover it, and we want people to cover it for free because that's good publicity, and it's, you know, it's a cool thing. But at the end of the day, you know, the Slum Doge Millionaire made a lot of videos for Doge, but do you know why? Because he made $1 million.
Mhm.
Steve at Rocket Crypto took the money that he made from SHIB and converted it over into Saitama, and then pumped Saitama and kept talking about it because and it was easy back then. You know, everybody was looking for it. This is a tighter market. This is a different beast entirely. But you know, there
Yes.
was a time when all of this mattered, right? Now, here's the thing. I've never looked at myself as like, I know that there are a lot of people that are invested because of me, because I hear them talking about it every day, and like I get messages from people like I never even knew were watching me, that are watching me, and like, hey, what's going on with Volt? The moment I don't say something, you know what I mean? Um, so you know, I know that I influenced a lot of people to get into Volt, and you know, that's why I made a video today. Like, I feel it's important to say, like, well, nothing about Volt has changed for me fundamentally. I'm just not getting paid to talk about Volt. Now, that does change the dynamic on my YouTube. And then Joe Crypto said something specific. He's like, well, why would you be doing something about Bitcoin for free? Well, okay, there's a reason I always wore the Volted Believer hat when I was doing Pepe videos, numbnuts. There's a
Mhm.
reason that I was always wearing Volted Believer gear when I was talking about SHIB, numbnuts. Are you not seeing it? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm advertising. Look, I'm the only person out here that was advertising Volt. And I mean, honestly, I'm the only person wearing Volt gear, advertising Volt when I'm talking about other projects. And I may not be saying anything about Volt while I'm doing it, but I'm wearing the hat every day. I'm wearing the hoodie every day. I'm letting people know, so that people ask, what is Volt? And then people get in because of that. So I thought that I brought value in some way. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I thought that I brought value to it. So I felt it was important to say something today, like, hey, look, nothing's changed about this. There is going to be some contraction. There is going to be some moments here where it's going to suck. You know, like today or yesterday when 101 ETH was sold off, or when 51 ETH was sold off. You know, like those suck. Those suck. You know, because look, if I'm an influencer, right, and I'm relying on this for money, like look, I relied on the money because I do need the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not having it hurts. However, here's the other part. What hurts even more is it would have helped me if I would have known, so that I could have sold my bag at 1100 and at least had a few more bucks than what I have right now.
Mm.
However, I'm not selling my fucking bag. You know what I mean? Like I'll figure it out some other way. But do you know what I mean? Like
I know.
it felt like kind of like I did feel like that really sucks at that point. But then I realized, you know what? Even if it were up there, I'm not selling my fucking bag anyway because I still believe in Voltoshi. I still believe in the project. I still believe in everything that it represents. And this market right now is a monster. Everything that you think should be pumping fundamentally is not pumping. Everything is in the garbage. Okay, this is Bitcoin, this is meme coin, and this is maybe Ethereum sometimes. Conflux has been uh, like Conflux has been one of the only things that's just been crazy. And that's an Asian blockchain. An Asian public source blockchain is up 1,000%. And some other ones have moved along with Bitcoin. But look, I mean, here's the thing: the gains that we see on meme coins right now, those gains, that's what you get from altcoins. That's when you go out and you find all these small altcoins. You know, this market is very simple right now. Meme coins are going crazy. Make a little bit of money off meme coins. At some point, this meme coin frenzy is going to stop and it's going to subside. When it does, Bitcoin's going to dump. Bitcoin's going to dump. You buy Bitcoin. You ride Bitcoin up to the top, and then when it's time, when it hits like 70,000 and it goes into price, when we go into price exploration mode on Bitcoin, when that happens, then the altcoins are going to blow up because all of that money is going to come down here, and all of that forgotten tech that people are not talking about is going to be found.
Mm-hmm.
And Volt is going to be included in that. It may not be fully included in it because it's always going to lean into the meme coins, but it's going to be included in that. It just takes time, and this market has become something different than what we're accustomed to. I know I've said a lot here, but I mean, like this is a very weird sort of time, a very weird sort of market. Like if you're wondering why your bags are not pumping, that's why. And there's nothing Voltoshi is going to be able to do to just make it go absolutely bonkers other than he'll give you a tier one. You get another tier one, you're going to have a nice little pump. Is it going to sustain? No. You're going to add new investors. That's going to be fine. But you're still competing with everybody else over the same market share. You might get a little bit more, but it's not going that far. It's not going that far until until the floodgate opens, until people see a reason to get back into everything and they start to run the prices up on everything. That's the cold hard reality of the market. And the best thing that could be happening right now is what Mike said. This retracement back down here into this 30 million range actually makes it more attractive. It creates more enthusiasm for people to get into Volt. Now, the people that are already in here, they're like, "Oh my God, my money's going down." Well, I mean, yeah, I don't like that, but the market is the market. Like it is what it is. So you want new people to come in, you have to retrace. You want new people, like have a liquidity map for Bitcoin, and I can tell you right now, Bitcoin's not going to 37,000, like I said, until it goes to 24,000. Why? Because that's when it becomes attractive to the people who want to buy. And if I could, matter of fact, I'll just, and I know Mike's got to go, but I will show you a map right here that will tell you basically everything you need to know about what's getting ready to happen in the market or what's going on in the market. Like it's actually very, very simple. So this is a liquidity map, and this tells you where all the money is and what people are waiting to buy right here. Look at all of the money that's sitting here waiting at 14 and 15,000. This is buy orders that are set. Okay. These are all buy orders. So Bitcoin needs to come down into the 22 range to get all of this, right? Because it needs all of it, it probably even needs to come down to about 15 or 16 in order to grab all of this liquidity and get all of these people into the market. Because look, there's no liquidity right here. There's nothing. This is just a barren wasteland. And it isn't until we get to 30,000 that we start wrecking shorts. However, we can't get to that because we don't have enough money in the market. We don't have enough liquidity to do that. We need to come back here, and to be honest, like we could probably do it right about here at 20,000. That would be enough to take us up here. And then when we start wrecking this and knocking all of this down, then the next thing you know, it comes to this spot right here, which is 37,300. Which, if you follow me, you know I've been telling you 37,300 for a long time. But we have to have help. We have to have this money right here come in order to help us knock out this money to take us to this spot. It's just that simple.
Damn. Believes.
Well said, man.
I know.
Makes sense. But please, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. As you know, you've been in the space for a while. I know we've never did YouTube together, but I do watch some of your content, man. Keep doing what you're doing. And yeah,
I'll watch
I'm
you
gonna
too.
get off of here though. I'm gonna get off here. We've been going for 2 hours. I got another live stream lined up in a couple hours, and I need to get something to eat before that happens. So
yes,
Space
thank
Chick,
you, Mike,
thanks
for
for having me
coming
on again.
through.
Of course, we will do it again in the future. Just let me know. And thanks for everybody tuning in.
All right, thanks, Mike. See you later. Believes.
Yeah, we're
Well,
all along.
believes. I had to voice. I normally don't say anything. I don't say anything, but I had to say something today. Whenever I saw your video, this is the only time I've ever said anything. So if anybody has any, says this is an unpopular opinion, I don't care, because this is how strongly I feel about it. I feel sad, and I don't think it was a good time to let go of, partnerships with you or Jake, and I just don't think it was smart right now with that. Oh man, I used the word smart. All right, y'all are going to tear me up with that. I'm not Valtoshi. I'm not a genius, but I'm entitled to my own opinion, just like everybody else is. And I never cried. Did you hear me cry about the price one time in here? No, I did not cry. I said I was going to buy more at a certain price entry for myself. I'm just saying I love Believes. He has so much information to give us, and I just don't. I'm going to miss his vaulted videos every single day, and I know you guys are too. Yeah.
Well, I'm not monetized on Twitter, so you'll probably still see me talking about Volt on Twitter. Like, I'm not unvolted. A lot of people are going to complain because they consider that, if I'm invested in it, then I should be working for free, because they consider work for your bags and stuff like that. And I mean, that's fair enough. People can have their opinion, but here's the thing. Pablo, Power, and Ozzy are different beasts. They made their money from Saitama. They made their money from Shib. They already made their money. They can sit there on their pile and they can work for their bag, and it doesn't cost them anything.
Mm-hmm.
It costs me because I was just getting started in the market on the downside of all of that run. So I had no wisdom or perspective, and I had no knowledge to share with people at that point. So there was nothing that I could do. So now I sit here. I have to make money. I have to survive. I have to get paid. So I don't have it like that. And there are people that do. And, those are the people that speak real loudly and tell you, because what they don't want is they don't want some asshole like me sitting out here telling you that your exit liquidity for RFD.
Oh, when I saw that, I was like, no, I mean, I listen to what you say. And when I saw that, I was like, oh shoot, Believes is saying this.
Right. Nobody's saying that. Everybody, DJ's telling you that we're going to the moon, baby. This is $1 billion market cap. And that's fine. I mean, we can all have our belief. But my worry here is not to protect your belief. My responsibility, at least in my mind, is to protect your investment.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm telling you right now, at 100 million, it's going down. And what happened? Exactly what I said. And then Then people argued with me and said, "Oh, there's going to be a reversal." And what happened? It went down even more. And then they said, "There's going to be a reversal." And what happened? It went down even more. Guys, this is not, it's not rocket science. It's crypto. This is exactly what happens on every single one. I mean, here, I could just randomly pull up
Mm-hmm.
any decent meme coin that pumped in the last month or two
Yeah.
and tell me how it's different than what RFD did. It's no different.
You
That doesn't
line
mean,
them all up and they look the same.
right. And that doesn't mean that RFD is not going to run harder. It doesn't mean it's not going to hit a billion. It means that when it gets to 100 million, it accomplished something, and it's time for you to take profit. It's time for you to get the fuck out. Get out at 95 million. Don't be there for the 100 million, because guess what? Nobody gives a shit if you were there at 100 million. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Because they're already, you do see that. That is what was happening last night too. And it happened in a flash. It hit it twice really, really quick during a space. And when I saw it dumping when I woke up, I was like, oh crap. But then I said no, because they're gonna pump it again on a space today. It's gonna pump, right? You don't think it's gonna pump with their space? I only notice a pump whenever they're talking about it.
I don't know. I don't know if it is or not. Here's the thing. I don't know who that person is. When DJ says do your own research, no. Like I didn't get in early. And I think DJ made a mention in one of my live streams, but by the time he said it, it was already at 25 million. I'm not getting in at 25 million. I'm just not
Uh-huh.
doing it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I've done that before. But I mean, like Ben is pumping its mind out right now. I got in at four. I got in at just around 20 million, and I hated myself for it. But I talked to Ben Armstrong, BitBoy Crypto, and like I was like, I'm basically at this point, I'm doing it to support my guy. You know what I mean?
I'm so
What's that?
excited you're going on his show around the blockchain. I
Yeah.
was like, if anybody deserves that, it's Bleeves. I am so proud of you for doing that. I was like, I used to watch that when I first started in crypto. I used to watch Mike. I used to watch around the blockchain. Learned a lot, and so I'm really happy you're going to be on there because you deserve it, and because people need to learn from you. I think you're going to be on there a lot more than just that around the blockchain. I think you're going to be on there a lot more. I wouldn't be surprised if I see you sitting up there.
It gets better. I was just in Spaces with Slum Doge Millionaire, hanging out with him. So yeah, I'm getting around now.
Yeah, you are. You're getting around. You're getting around. You're the crypto Viking. Of course you are. That's why. But I had to voice my opinion today. Not like it matters or anything, but I just had to say my piece. I never do. So I feel better now. And I'm glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Because I was talking about you before you even popped in here. Believe's gonna bring class back to ATB. Stevie. All right, y'all. Well, I'm so glad we had two legends here in the space cabin. We had Mike the Investor, and we were blessed to be in here with Bleaves. So, you know what? I appreciate you so much, sir. I'm going to be inviting you in here more and more and more. All right. Well, good. I'm glad you're still around, and I feel better that you came in here. I actually feel better. Good, good. All right, everybody. Well, thanks so much for tuning in to Space Chick Crypto. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.